welcome to day 2 of the Month of Biz Love Challenge. You can find the daily challenges on Instagram with the hashtag Month of Biz Love or by following me, Tara Swiger. And if you check out that hashtag on Instagram, Month of Biz Love, you are going to find so many inspiring posts already. When I jumped on today, day 2, there are already over 30 posts of people sharing their own dream business, which is the answer to yesterday's question. So if you missed that, go back, watch video 1. And today's challenge is to get clear about your mission in your business. So what are you doing? Where are you wanting to go in your business? And I find that most people get a little hung up on this and a little like they have to get it perfect. So first of all, permission to not be totally clear about what your mission is, but to just start to try to figure it out. So one way to think about this is that, and this is where a lot of people get stuck, is that you actually have 2 missions going on at the same time, or 2 sides to your mission. So let's back up even more. Yesterday we talked about what your dream business is, and that means what is the business that you're working towards? Where is it that you're trying to go in your business with what you're doing right now? The next step to knowing your dream business is to know what do you actually want to do in the world. So like a lot of people's dream business is pretty dreamy, like it might not happen for 5 or 10 or 20 years. So knowing what that boils down to, like action-wise, like what that boils down to in like your what's leading you, what's like pushing you forward is super important, because it's great to have the dream. It's good to know where you're going. You definitely need to do that. But then it's like, what is your guiding mission? And then next, we're going to work on, over the next couple of days of the challenge, what is the business you have now and what are the steps you're going to take to get closer to your dream business. But your mission, your reason you're doing what you're doing, is the overarching thing that's guiding you both through the business you have now to the business you want to have and the business you'll have at every step in between. Knowing what your mission is like having a guiding statement to move you forward. And if you've listened to episode 89 of the podcast Explore Your Enthusiasm, then you know that your mission guides your strategy, which then guides your tactics. So instead of just trying to figure out, should I use this tool? Should I go to this craft show? It all relates to your strategy, the bigger picture of what you're doing, which relates to your mission, which is like the why you're doing what you're doing. So today, your mission. Now, your mission has 2 parts. Most people's mission has 2 parts. Both parts might be the exact same thing for you. For me, they're kind of 2 sides of the same coin. And this is where people get confused, because a lot of people have no problem thinking about their mission in terms of what they want to do themselves. Like, I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to have freedom. I want to be able to go on vacation. I want to be able to send my kid to camp. I want to be able to whatever. And then there's the public. That's an internal, inward-facing mission. And then there's the external mission. What are you trying to do in the world? Other people think about their business in those terms, like, I want to bring art and color into people's life. I want to make people feel not so alone. I want to inspire people to take action or to be creative or whatever. Now, I find that typically people have a really easy time coming up with one half or the other half, and they haven't thought through the flip side of it. So that's what today's challenge is, for you to think through both sets of your mission, like both sides of your mission, and get very clear about the 2 things. Now, this is in your workbook, which I don't think I said, you can download at taraswiger.com/monthofbizlove. There are lots of questions to help you get clear on your own mission. I know this can feel kind of overwhelming. So the first half is the internal half. And really, you could do this in either order. But like, what do you want your mission to do to you? So when you wrote about your dream business yesterday, why? Why was that your dream business? What was it doing in you and your life? So a lot of people answered the question by talking about, like, I would have more times to spend with my kids, or I would be able to travel more. My dream business would let me have freedom. My dream business would let me spend time with the people that matter most to me. So that guides your internal mission. So my mission of my business is that I blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you mine in just a minute. And then the external side of your mission is what your business does for the rest of the world. So my business mission is to what for other people, what for your customers, what for your community. And you see, I think that a lot of the makers and women I talk to, no, I don't think, I know, they are more comfortable talking about their public-facing mission because that seems more, more community-minded, more loving, less selfish. But it's just as important for you to have a very clear internal mission about what you want your business to do for you. Otherwise, start a nonprofit. And I say that with all the love in my heart, but if you don't care that your business is profitable or that your business makes money and that you get paid a fair price for your work, then you don't have a business. You either have a hobby or you have a nonprofit. If all you want to do is do good in the world and you don't care that it becomes a profitable enterprise, then you could absolutely work in a million nonprofits who do that work. And that's good work. Some people are absolutely called to do that. But with your own business, if it's truly a business, there's what it's doing for the rest of the world and there's what it's doing for you. So I want you to, as you answer the questions in your workbook about your internal mission, to not feel like it's selfish. Whenever I have people, I have an email that goes out that asks people, why are they doing this? Why do they care that their business is profitable? Why do they care if they increase sales? A lot of people say, well, I hope it doesn't sound bad, but you know what I mean? Like they are apologizing for wanting to make money. Or they'll say, well, it sounds kind of slimy, but I hope that this becomes profitable and can pay me so I can quit my job. That's not slimy. That's not bad. That's business. Like that's what you're trying to build. So don't let the stuff come up about what your internal mission is. Recognize that's part of what's motivating you. And then also, when it comes to what your business is doing in the world, that for some product makers, if you make a product, can feel kind of hard. Like, well, I don't know what it's doing in the world. But think about the feeling that people get when they open your product. Do they get joy? Do they get happiness? Do they get color? Do they get the feeling of, oh my goodness, this person totally gets me? The other way of thinking about your external mission is to ask yourself, how does this impact somebody when they give it as a gift to someone else? So if somebody gets your thing as a gift, what does it do for their relationship? That can be your external mission. Like Amy, who painted my starship, which is up here, or rather drew my starship. She makes cards that are like perfect for nerds and geeks. So when I get one of her cards and I give it to someone else geeky in my life, what that card did was tell each other we're not alone in our nerdery. We're not alone in our geekery. It helped us connect over our own weirdness. That's an awesome thing. So that might be her external mission, at least for those cards. So that's what I want you to think about. Your internal mission, what are you doing? What is your business doing for you? And your external mission, what is your business doing for the world? Okay? And when you put those two missions together, now you know what's driving you forward. And how does this relate to you loving your business more? Well, the more you are clear on why you're doing what you're doing, the easier time you'll have actually working on your business. You'll have a much easier time doing the hard work of having your business if you keep in mind what its mission is. So sometimes also knowing both sides of your mission can help you be motivated when you're unmotivated by looking at the other side of the mission. So at some points in my own business journey, I've been really motivated by being able to pay my own bills. Like, I need rent. So that motivated me. That's my internal mission. At other points, when I get tired of thinking about making rent, or I get exhausted by the grind, or I'm just feeling really introverted and tired and I don't want to Periscope, I focus on the external mission. What am I doing for the people who watch my Periscopes, who read my Instagram feed, who listen to my podcast? And that motivates me to keep working hard. It also will really help your marketing. When you're clear about what you want your work to do in the world, it will really help you communicate that to people, because that is a very inspiring message. That gets people on board with what you're doing. Okay? So I told you I would share mine. I'm also going to share this on Instagram. I'm Tara Swiger on Instagram. And I haven't thought this out too much before I started recording, but I have thought it out previously. So we'll see if I come up with the same answer. My internal mission for me and my family is to always be self-employed for the rest of my life. That's number one goal, is that I don't have to work for someone else if I don't want to. So self-employed, setting my own schedule, having time to write and think and be introverted, that is like having that lifestyle is the basis of my internal mission. After that, it's us being able to live well and spend money on the things that are priorities for us. So for us, that means self-employment, that means driving safe cars, that means living in a house with a lot of light in a nice neighborhood, like a walkable neighborhood is what I mean by nice. I guess I should clarify that. That having money to spend on the life that and the priorities that we have is my internal mission. Now that's totally different than having enough money to look fancy and rich to other people, or making enough money to do X or Y. So that is that's my internal mission. My external mission is to help makers and artists, especially, most of them are women, help them become their own best business experts so they trust themselves and stop looking outside of themselves for the answer. That is my actual mission. Along with that is to provide encouragement, support, and feeling not so aloneness. Like helping people recognize they're not alone in their business struggles. They're not alone if they don't love their business. They're not alone if they feel awkward sharing their work. So to spread that feeling of you are not so alone, and then provide encouragement and support to empower them, which I kind of hate the word empower, but that's really the best word for it, to trust themselves and become their own best business experts so that they can create the life and business they want. And that they want. I don't care if people make $1 million in their business. I don't care if people want or don't want to make $1 million. I want to help people get to the thing that they most want, not the thing, like I don't have any opinion about what people should want. So that's my internal and my external mission. You can see how sometimes I'm driven to work hard in order to reach an internal mission, like, obviously like pay rent and buy puppy chow, but also, you guys know, if you've been following me on Periscope, that my husband wants, we are working towards buying the local comic shop from the comic shop owner who's retiring. So that is part of my personal mission, to have the money to do that and to support that as it gets off the ground and we start running it and all that in the next year or two. That's all internal mission. And the external mission, which actually gets me on Periscope each day and gets me posting on Instagram, is thinking about my people, you guys, the watchers, the readers, the people who tell me that they find it encouraging, the people who ask me questions. I show up because I want to show up for them, and I want to help them know that they can have the business that they want, and that it can be what they want. It doesn't have to be what the outside world says, and that they can find the answers without constantly looking for other people for the answers. So you can see how that guides kind of all my decisions ever. Everything else flows from that. And if you watch the day one video, then you saw me share my little like flow chart of it all starts with mission. It starts with your dream business, and then it gets real with your mission, and then it gets even more real with what you're going to do. And that's your goals, your strategy, and then that boils down to the actual tactics of what you use, right? Like I use Periscope and Instagram and my podcast. You are going to use a different set of tools and tactics. So with that, that's your challenge. I want you to go and find your mission, but no, you don't have to find it. You just have to uncover it. So the workbook for the Day 2 challenges asks you a bunch of questions about what you want from your business and what you want to do in your business, what you want your business to do in the world. Answer those questions. Take as much time today and tomorrow as it takes for you to think it through, and then share your answer on Instagram. Use a hashtag monthofbizlove in your post on Instagram so I can see it and heart it up and love on it. And also so that your people can see what your mission is and what you want to do for them. So in the workbook, if you don't feel comfortable, if you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about personal stuff on Instagram, in the workbook, I give some suggestions for how you can share the answer in a way that's more aimed at your business audience. You can get the workbook that asks you all the questions that give you those ideas at taraswiger.com/monthofbizlove, and then share your answer with the hashtag monthofbizlove on Instagram. So that I will be back again tomorrow with challenge 3. Thank you so much for being here, and have a very loving day.